creepy, and cool TikToks that will blow your mind. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, as these clips haven't been fact-checked.
So scientists just made one of the biggest discoveries and people are absolutely losing their minds. So there's something called hydrogel. You may not know what that is, but it's what Orbeez, you probably used to play with them back in chapter 1, like we all had them. There is a lot of things hydrogel is used for, whether that's toys or other things that people have. And of course we all know the pain of getting a cut, whether it's small or very severe. It's not very nice. You get a severe wound, depending on how bad it is, they bandage it up and it can take quite a while for that to heal. However, scientists at the University of Bayreuth in Germany made an absolutely insane discovery earlier this year. I'm not joking when I say this is absolutely game-changing. They have developed a hydrogel which is so thin that it actually mimics human skin. But not only is it thin, it actually mimics human capabilities, such as its healing capacities, which is just absolutely mind-blowing to me. It will be like this patch for smaller cuts and sort of a sleeve for bigger ones, and will 90% heal a wound in 4 hours and fully within a day.
What?
Of course this is undergoing a lot of testing, but will be going mainstream at some point, so I will keep you updated.
I think this will be great for diabetics and those with circulation issues.
Where were you born?
In a little town called Stornoway, with the island of Lewis, way up in the Hebrides. Way up in the Hebrides. Yeah. Beautiful little island.
And did you live there for most of your life?
Oh yes, I lived there. I grew up there. Came to New York, met my husband.
Yeah.
Went back to Scotland and came back to New York to get married.
Yeah. Poor Donald can't be with us because he's over in Hollywood, over in Los Angeles,
Donald,
isn't
he got a call from Steven Spielberg. Could he come and make a cameo in some movie that Spielberg is doing? And of course Donald didn't want to say no.
Well, we can understand that. It's slightly more important than the BB show, Frank, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell us about your lovely family, Mrs. Trump. And we know that sadly you lost a son recently.
We lost a son. Our oldest son we lost. He was 41. Something a mother never forgets.
He looks exactly like her.
Are certain people that to attain certain stature or certain level of influence or power, fame, whatever, you're required to either sacrifice a blood sacrifice, whether it be a mom or a relative or whatever, or transition one of your kids, because it's all worshiping their God, their false God.
So what are the signs that you see that make you think that that's true?
Well, how many, what do you mean? Go Google your stars and see how many of them lost a parent or how many of them lost a kid. Die in accidents or died during, a certain period of time in their life. Go see how many stars have transgender kids. Who do you think's pushing that? Where do you think that comes from?
Satanism is a religion for the elite. It is a religion for leaders. It's a religion for competent people. It's not a religion for anyone who wants to be a Satanist. We're helping those who help themselves, as it says.
I think Kanye's mom and Jennifer Hudson's family are one of them too.
What's up with the world? This your boy Elite Exposure Evan. And remember, right when Isaac Cappy, right before he died, he uploaded this video of these little girls in a bathhouse, and everybody wanted to know where this video was being taken place. I found out where that video was being taken place. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. What's up, world? This is your boy Elite Exposure Evan, and remember when Isaac Cappy uploaded this video right here, and everyone wanted to know where this video came from? Well, obviously, it's a video of underage girls in some type of bathhouse, and I managed to find out where this place is. So this place is called the Land of Legends, and the spa is called Anjana Spa, if I said that right. Here's the video showing you. Now this is their promo video for the Anjana Spa. They show you a woman swimming. This is their advertisement, but what you're about to see is the exact place of that Isaac Cappy video right here. Look at that, the same exact place. I'll do a side by side to show you.
This is literally the exact same place. The same little bowls, the same tile, the same exact place in Turkey. There it is. There you have it, y'all. This is your boy, Elite Exposure Evan.
Man, these people are sick.
Great, look at the camera, Steely. Hi, where's your normal? There. Ah, good. Okay, let's go to Doroti. Okay, there's Doroti, and he's even looking at the camera, aren't you, Doroti? Stay looking. There, we got it. Okay, thank you, and let's move on over to Aristoti. There's Stamoti. Hi. They're going to have a little time on camera, hopefully, where they can talk to you a little bit, so that you won't think they're just total mutes. You know, they do talk and and they can think and, you know, work the vehicle that they're in. They can actually manipulate it. How about Sunodi?
What a nice group of people. Hope they're all doing well.
What is that? That's 1908. That's 1907. Hold on. There's a mystery here, guys. Wait a minute. What is that? That's 1909. That's 1909. Okay, for anybody who hasn't caught on yet, I know there's a few of you in there. I try not to read real fast, because I know you guys can't hear me fast. 1898, 1899, 1899, 1900.
Okay.
September 7th, 1901. September 7th, 1901. What in the hell happened in the year 1902 that the editors of this magazine refused to put 1902 in there, or the year that Nostradamus mentioned, 1903?
What is the name of the book that the video is showing?
You know, I'm going to say something that has been said before anywhere. I traveled to a place called Ukunda. It's on the coast. They have signs outside of everybody's compound. They have these gates. You can't get through the gate unless security allows you through the gate. And they have these electric charged fences that if you touch it, it's going to shock you. One of the signs that I saw, but it was a warning about being close to the water. I asked the security guy, I said, what is this about? He says, after a certain time, do not go near the water. They will come out and take you.
What?
Who? Like who? There's a place called Seychelles Island. On the Seychelles Islands, at every resort, after a certain time, they close and shut off all access to the water. They said sirens will take you. He said, if a horny guy comes here at night, the sirens will trick him. I said, mermaids? They said, not like mermaids in America. They lie to you. That they are not beautiful, and most of them are men.
That's a way to go. Like
Yeah.
a transformer mermaid pulled me into the water. Don't tell nobody.
If the transformer mermaid snatched you, you was just too horny.
Hey.
What? I've heard multiple stories like this from people from Haiti. Mermaids, sirens.
The stars are actually angels in the firmament. Now, this person is zooming in to the stars with a camera, a specific camera. And what we're seeing here is not what NASA depicts in their Photoshop fake images. What is that? That looks nothing like the NASA stuff. That looks like a light that's shimmering in water. The Bible says there's a firmament above the earth, and above the firmament is water. And the stars are luminaries in the firmament. They're also the angels. Look at that, man.
Yep.
When I found out what the stars really were, like 2.5 years ago, and they weren't planets, they weren't galaxies. This is a shot from someone on an airplane, and he zooms in on this star here. Okay, look at that. Hold on, we'll get there. This, you see, What is that? That's not a galaxy. That's not some, fiery ball in space. Look. This is up above us. These are the stars in the firmament looking down on the earth. Okay? That looks nothing like a planet. That looks nothing like a fiery sun in space. NASA lied to us. Nasha, which means to deceive. This is God's creation right here, man. This is God's creation. All right? Hold on. This is Job 38:7. When the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy. ? Morning stars singing. Stars are angels. Angels can sing, but stars and angels is one and the same. One and the same. All the sons of God, the angels are called the sons of God. Okay? And for all the people who are going to be like, hey, I have my own telescope. I bought it for $6 million. Your telescope that you bought for $50 million is computerized with software, which means when you're looking at the star, the software is showing you what they want you to see. Don't you get that, man? They're putting a matrix image in front of you. Okay, you can't rely on that. You got to get something that does not have dependency upon the internet and all this other crap. This is Jesus talking. This is Revelation 1:20. As for the mystery of the 7 stars, which you saw in my right hand, and the 7 golden lampstands, the 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 lampstands are the 7 churches. Jesus is saying that the stars are angels, clearly.
That's why the fallen angels in Hollywood are called stars.
This is a panorama of the electric tower from the 1901 World's Fair in Buffalo. Just look at that roaring waterfall, with water being pumped right in from the Niagaras. I'll show you footage of the rest of this World's Fair in another video. But just look at this tower alone. Does this look like it was built in 2 years' time, and then they demolished it 6 months later? I don't know what temporary material you're using, but in the harsh Buffalo winters alone, there's no way you'd build that temporarily and it would survive any inclement weather in Buffalo. And why would anyone waste their time with so much detail just for it to be torn down in 6 months? What a waste. This video alone should dispel the narrative. How are you making a roaring waterfall like that for a temporary structure? And that's just one of the massive waterfalls at this World's Fair. And before I go, here's a few more photos of this electric tower lit up at night. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
I really wish I could travel back in time. That is marvelous.
On the top of a cliff in a remote desert, I noticed these geometric patterns in the exposed rock formation. Right angles and straight lines. So I started scanning the top of this plateau for other places where this geologic layer might have emerged onto the surface, until finally I came upon the objects for which I have spent countless late nights searching for. Massive, almost geometrically perfect blocks of stone.
Ooh, look at that stones, man.
So I went there and came to realize the most incredible part of this place was what lay in between the blocks, and left me convinced that this might be the coolest thing I've ever found on Google Earth. All right, good afternoon. We have arrived at the bottom of this mesa, and I'm pretty sure those giant stone blocks are somewhere up there. And now we just gotta figure out how to get up there. I think I could take a path up those bentonite hills there on the left. What do you think, Tui? You know, based on what I was seeing on Google Earth, they're huge. I mean, possibly some of the largest stone blocks I've ever found. And what I don't know is how deep they are, how far down they actually go. And I'm very excited to find out. Look at these ball concretions across the valley from us. Some strange geology out here.
Wow.
Footage of deceased anti-gravity researcher Amy Eskridge, who allegedly took her own life, is going viral for claiming...
Okay, she shot herself 7 times in this suicide.
Whatever you do, do not do this. Ever. This trend's been going around for a long time, but it's resurfaced and is going viral across social media at the moment. People standing, staring at themselves in the mirror. Doesn't sound very weird, but it will do in a minute, trust me. You may have heard before that if you stare in the mirror for too long at yourself, you'll start seeing things that aren't there. Your face will distort and become evil. And yeah, as disturbing as this is, it is 100% true. Let me explain. First of all, take a look at this video. Focus on the green dot in the middle, and you'll notice after a while, the yellow dots around it will be jumping around or even disappearing. And that is something known as the Troxler effect, which is exactly the same thing happening when you stare at yourself in the mirror, where your mind is essentially playing tricks on you and distorting and makes you see things that aren't actually there or distorts your entire face. Many people say at around the 15-minute mark of staring at themselves in the mirror, they would start to see the face smiling back at them or a completely different face in the mirror. So it is 100% true, but it's nothing paranormal or haunted. It is just your mind playing tricks on you, but it doesn't make it any less terrifying. Let me know if you want me to try it.
Has anyone stared into the sky for so long and start seeing pixels?
He stayed awake for 8 days straight, and what he saw was horrifying. In 1959, radio DJ Peter Tripp decided to set a world record. He would stay awake for over 200 hours and broadcast the entire thing from a glass booth in Times Square. Thousands of people passed by each day to watch the man who refused to sleep. Doctors stood by, monitoring his every heartbeat, every word. At first, it seemed harmless, a publicity stunt, just another crazy challenge. But by day 3, something in Peter started to crack. Tripp began mumbling to himself, forgetting where he was. He said the furniture was moving on its own. He accused his friends of conspiring against him. By day 5, he was full-on hallucinating, seeing spiders crawl on people's faces, hearing voices whispering his name. Doctors said he was slipping into a waking dream state, his body forcing bits of REM sleep while he was still conscious. Reality and dream had started to merge. He stared at a clock for 4 hours, insisting it was a stranger in a hat. When he finally finished 201 hours without sleep, he collapsed. They rushed him to the hospital and he slept for 13 hours straight. But when he woke up, the damage was done. Friends said he was never the same. He became paranoid, withdrawn, a completely different person. Doctors called it sleep deprivation, psychosis, but others wondered if he'd opened a door the mind wasn't meant to cross. Have you ever gone more than a day without sleep? What did you experience? Tell me in the comments below.
It's all fun and games until the shadow people show up.
3 artifacts that have been found from cultures all over the world. Number 1, when JFK was in office, he kept a coconut on his desk. On the coconut was a message that he had carved during World War II after his ship was sunk by a Japanese destroyer in 1943 in the Pacific. Trapped on an island with his crew, the message that he carved said, quote, 11 alive, need a small boat, Kennedy. Local Solomon Islanders risked their lives to deliver this message to Allied forces, leading to his rescue. Number 2, this is what's known as the Sabu disc of ancient Egypt. It was found in 1936 in a 5,000-year-old tomb, one of the most mysterious artifacts in the world. It's carved from a very difficult stone to shape. It was found in the grave of an Egyptian official named Sabu. There's no other artifacts that have ever been found like it. Doesn't match any ceremonial tools from the time. Archaeologists to this day have no idea what its purpose was. Number 3, the wreckage site of Titanic, researchers found a statue, Diana of Versailles. It's a replica Roman copy of the Greek goddess Artemis, who was the goddess of the hunt. One of Titanic's most elegant rooms was the first class lounge, and during that fateful voyage, the statue would have stood in that room above the fireplace.
Wow. Treasure? You found who? Wow, look at that. Hey, maybe it's a mine.
Whoa. Oh, yep, there is a lake, boys.
A lake?
Oh my gosh. That's where we're going? Yep.
Rock Bridge.
Ooh. Man. This is where monsters come from.
Okay, it doesn't drop down that far.
Oh my goodness. Wow. A glimpse of afterlife. I watched my dad die and I saw his reaction. I believe it 1000%.
So yeah, this picture right here, this is my grandmama. This picture, oh, my grandma said this picture right here, old as dirt. How old this picture is, grandma?
7 feet giant.
And how old was my grandma in this picture? How old did she live to be in this picture? 126. This was one of my...
The Butcher of Rostov.
Oh, when my dad died, he was 93 years old.
Chikatilo was dressed in a souvenir Olympic sports shirt provided by the court. His head had been shaved, a standard procedure to guard against lice. As proceedings began, the setting resembled a circus more than a murder trial.
He was in a large iron cage in the courtroom. The cage was to protect him from the rage of the parents of the victims.
He was never able to sit at a table and converse with his lawyer the way a Western defendant would have been. It was a bizarre scene.
He was literally inhaling all the pain and anguish. He was high on it.
You know the alien autopsy film? He was often asked if that was real.
And he says, well, he can't testify whether it's real or not, but he says, let me tell you this. From an intelligence officer standpoint, there's 3 items that whoever faked this film, if they did fake it, could not know. Number 1, there was no emphatic system. Number 2, it had 2 brains, 4 lobes. One of the brains was laced with ICs. Of course, that was not in the film, but it did have 2 films.
What's an IC?
Integrated circuit. The other part is that it had 3 eyelids.
Sure.
It had the outside one that was removable, had a membrane, and then the eyeball. So Dad says, whoever faked this, if they did fake it, had the same report that he had from Walter Reed.
Why am I getting Project Blue Beam propaganda all of a sudden? Hey.
What you do is you pretend to be people's friends. You find out what they want, what their weakness is, and you give it to them. If they want money, you give them money. If they want sex, you arrange for that. If they want drugs, you arrange for that. Whatever it is they want, their weaknesses, you feed them. And then you tell them, okay, I'm doing all this for you and I just need these little favors. And you corrupt them. And you corrupt them until you can control them. And of course, you know what they're doing, so you can always blackmail them if they try to get out of line. But basically what controls them is the knowledge that if they don't go along with you, then they lose out on all these things they like. You know, if they play ball with you, then they become rich, they become famous, they have all of their desires sated, they get everything that they want, but in a mental state which is increasingly depraved and subject to manipulation. And that's also the Venetian method, that you win by corruption. And that the thing that the empire fears most of all is an honest man who isn't corruptible because he doesn't want those things.
Eyes wide shut. The head in the birdcage symbolized MK Ultra mind control.
I did a video talking about this a while ago, but because this just recently went viral and a bunch of you guys tagged me in it, I figured that I would revisit it again. Pretty standard creepy video here. The caption says, POV, the time machine breaks and you're trapped 2 million years ago. You finally find other humans, but they look strange. We then get a few corresponding images showing faces that look somewhat human, but also at the same time don't. Now, if you were to hop into a time machine and travel 200 years ago, there are a few different types of apes that you would run into, but specifically, I think this slideshow is referring to Homo erectus, which can be seen right here. Homo erectus were quite intelligent, they used stone tools, they were starting to master fire, and there was a hierarchy within their communities. They were also quite a bit stronger than humans, and while we'll never know what would happen if you were to get stuck with one of them, they would possibly be aggressive, though they would probably be more curious. It would definitely be a very tense interaction overall, though. I guess we'll never really know, though, what would happen if you were to come face to face with an early human or a group of them. Who knows?
After the doctor attached the stethoscope to the man's chest, the guard sealed the airtight door so that none of the deadly fumes would escape. The cyanide capsules were then released into a vat of acid. Despite the elaborate precautions, a strange smell, like almond blossoms, permeated the witness room.
Is this a movie
or something? The victim tried frantically to hold his breath, but it was just a matter of time. Within the next few seconds, unconsciousness would lead this man to his final verdict.
What is your opinion about all this, the modern communications, like telephone, television, satellite, the way that we now deal with each other? How do you feel about the modern way?
Well, it's a wonderful world to live in today, but in my youth, I had no worries. Well, everybody was friendly. Everybody knew everybody else. It was a nice life. There was a great deal of family life. It's so different now because the family life isn't what it used to be. The children grow up. They seek more independence, I suppose. I don't know whether it's wrong or right.
Imagine what she would think of today's society. And she lived through World War I, II, and Nam. Is that Arabic? And it's in perfect condition. Wow.
Clarence Armstrong has a unique cat.
Yeah, he's pretty unusual. Let's go. Hey, come on.
His name's Tegri, and he's more like a dog than a cat.
I think he's more intelligent than a dog. He likes this.
Every day when the weather's nice, Clarence and Tegri go for a walk, and they usually end up at a fast food restaurant in Renton.
Would you like that with cheese today?
Clarence goes inside and gets a cup of coffee, and Tegri waits for him outside.
He'll just sit right there.
It's darling.
In the summertime, sometimes when it's too hot, I don't bring him over.
Tegri will wait for Clarence for hours. Customers are amazed.
When I first walked up the ramp, I thought it was a statue.
He's the best. We've known him for about, 3 years?
Oh, he's a little sweetheart.
Clarence says he takes Tegri everywhere, to the grocery store, bowling alley, and library. Clarence and Tegri are best friends.
Tegri, you ready to go? Hey,
let's go.
You ready to go home? And this is his Christmas sweater.
Elton John would be impressed with Tegri's sunglass collection. And when it comes to hats, Tegri has a different hat for every occasion.
Here's his Christmas scarf that goes with it.
He's just chilling there.
When he wants to swing in it, he'll push it and get it started.
And just when you think you've seen it all, Clarence pulls out Tegri's favorite snack food.
Oh. Now this is my cat's Grey Poupon.
Now you've seen everything. Scott Rensberger, Cairo News Channel 7.
He wrote the 10 rules for the one world government which still exists at the United Nations today. And they are: take God and prayer out of education. Number 2, reduce parental authority over children. Number 3, destroy the traditional Christian family structure. Number 4, if sex is free, make abortion easy and legal. 5, make divorce easy and legal, free people of the concept of traditional marriage. 6, make homosexuality the alternative lifestyle. 7, debase art, make it run mad. 8, use media to promote and change mindset. 9, create an interfaith movement without God. And 10, get governments to make all these laws and get the churches to endorse them. Let's just say the one thing not welcome at the United Nations is God.
They plan, but God is the best planners.
This would be how much cocaine somebody would have to ingest to kill them. This is the approximate number of prescription pills one would have to ingest to kill them. This is the amount of heroin the average person would have to ingest to kill them.
Ooh.
Fentanyl, you're going to have to bring that camera up here real close to see it. This much fentanyl would kill you and I if we split it. They put fentanyl in cocaine. They put fentanyl in heroin. They put fentanyl, as we already know and talked about, into counterfeit pills. It's odorless, it's tasteless, you don't know it's there. And when you find out it's there, it's too late. You won't even know it. You'll be dead. 2,500 people would be killed by that amount of fentanyl. Does that sound like a drug to you? Does that sound more like a poison? I was a police officer for 31 years, and during my time in narcotics, I'd never heard of fentanyl. In homicide, I saw many, many tragic things.
You want to know how deep I've gone down rabbit holes? I'm convinced that both of the world wars were really just to erase the old world, and that there was an entire narrative scripted around who the bad guys were, who the allies are, and it was really meant to just destroy all of these beautiful cities. They took out all of the bells. If you guys haven't looked into why there would be bells in public spaces and the healing properties and the harmonious properties that these churches and all the architecture was built in. Okay, it's sacred geometry, and it's not unrealistic that they started 2 world wars and put, at the time, our best men in every single country lined up across each other because they wanted to take out the most brave and quote-unquote prestigious men for every country, knowing that all of them would want to go to war.
Bell create harmonious frequency. Demons, reptile, and other low vibration beings don't like the frequency. It gets them away.
This rare footage is from 1944. It shows the final moments of Pietro Caruso, an Italian fascist official. He was once known as the Blade of Mussolini for leading harsh crackdowns and mass arrests. During the fascist era, he devised cruel methods meant to humiliate and break those who resisted. To the Italian and Romanian people, he became a symbol of oppression. But as the war turned against fascism, the regime collapsed. Caruso and his aides were trapped inside a government building, while crowds gathered outside, shouting for justice. Years of anger and suffering had finally reached a breaking point. His deputy did not survive the chaos. Caruso himself was captured, injured, and unable to flee. Soon after, he stood trial before the nation. Witnesses and victims' families testified, recounting what they had endured under his command. Faced with overwhelming evidence, Caruso had no defense left. He was found guilty of crimes against humanity. Justice at last began to take its course. On the day of his sentence, Caruso could barely walk. Soldiers helped him step down from the vehicle. He wore a neat blue suit with a white handkerchief in his pocket, the last gesture of dignity allowed to him. He was seated in a chair the same kind once used on his own prisoners. Now it became the place where he faced justice himself. A priest stepped forward, whispering a final prayer. The soldiers stood in silence. No applause, no cheers, only stillness. Caruso and marked the close of a dark chapter. Violence gave way to justice, and the oppressed finally saw the dawn of their freedom.
Why did you do it? Why did you tell such a big lie to so many people for so long?
It wasn't a lie. It was my imagination. And in my imagination, in my mind, I believed it.
What?
Even now I believe it.
How can you say it wasn't a lie? It wasn't true, and you know it's not true.
Yes, it's not true. But in my imagination, it was true.
Rosenblatt says he made the story up to give people hope and to promote understanding about the Holocaust. But members of his own family say his real motivation was money.
So you were not motivated in any way by money?
No.
This is from your son. He said that he knew you were lying for years and he couldn't get you to stop. And here's his quote. It was always hurtful. My father is a man who I don't know. How do you respond to that?
I don't know. I can't respond to it. I don't know why he said it.
Herman and Roma Rosenblatt told their false story publicly for more than a decade, but it all fell apart about 6 weeks ago.
Why did your wife agree to go along with this? Did she ever express any reservation?
Because she loves me.
Explain what the sun taught you.
Oh, what did the sun teach me? That all physical reality is sustained by motion, and anything that is no longer at an electromagnetic vibratory frequency undergoes what is called death, which is the permanent termination of the biological functions with the state of living organism.
If you fuse your spirit body or your echo body with your physical body, you can eat directly from the source. So, the soles of your hands, the soles of your feet, the palms of your hand, these transmute energy. These are your 11 chakras. Your aura is you have 7 levels of existence. You only see them with the 2 eyes, which is the 3rd dimension, which is the densest level. You have a 7th eye, which is your crown chakra. When your kundalini is flowing, you're supposed to know this, Mr. Amara. When no, it's Egyptian as well. When your kundalini energy is flowing and all your chakras are aligned, your light body is permeating, and your light body takes over the physical realm. And you see, when shell, now you eat on that realm because that is the driver that's in control. So you have never transmigrated the physical realm, so you don't have no experience.
Believe in yourself, study the greats and become greater, and be a scientist. Dissect, no matter what. I mean,
man,
I don't care if the whole world is against you or tease you or say you're not going to make it. Believe in yourself, no matter what. Some of the greatest men that have made a mark on this world were treated like that. You know, you're not going to do it. You're not going to get anywhere. They laughed at the Wright brothers. They laughed at Thomas Edison. They laughed at Walt Disney. They made jokes of Henry Ford. They said he was ignorant. He didn't have a college degree because he dropped out of school. Disney dropped out of school. They even took Ford to court to prove his intelligence. That's how far they went, yeah. And these are men that shaped and changed our culture, our customs, the way we live, the way we do things. And I think God plants those seeds through people on the earth. And I think you're one, I'm one, to bring some bliss, some escapism, some joy, some magic.
The first point of direction is the top of your head, that's the north. The bottom of your feet, that's the south. The front of your body, that's the east. The back of the body, that's the west. You are buried right behind your sternum bone, inside the real you. The front of the body is the east, and inside is the east. When you hear about the Mason traveling east, he's not going to Africa or Israel, he's going within himself. That's what he should be talking about. Of course, it is both exo and esoteric, outer truth and inner truth. So he could be referring to either one.
I said, do you have religion? And they said, religion? Isn't that something that's created by man? Do we have faith? Yes, we have faith. Do we believe that there is that which you call God? We accept that based on our science. It's no longer a faith-based idea that there is a creator, that which you call God. That truly is. Do you believe in life after death? Yes, they do. They even have means to communicate with their loved ones. It's not some parlor trick. They really have the means to do it. But there are forbidden questions that you can't ask about what happens after death. Otherwise, you ask that, you're cut off immediately.
They are fallen angels.
I heard you say, you spoke about fasting.
Yeah.
Okay, now what form of fasting are you talking about?
So the first fast I did was for 26 days, bro.
All water?
It was rich there. I was doing an organ cleanse.
Oh wow.
So there was a guy that I was working with at the time. He had developed these organ supplements, cleansing supplements. But in order to do them, you had to not eat. So it was just like a water fast. And it was like 26 days.
Oh, but that was standard, the 26 days, or you picked 26 days?
I lasted 26 days.
Okay. Okay, wow.
I lasted, yeah.
Wow.
And, you know, I think people are more comfortable speaking about these things today. You hear about it, but it's true with what we talk about in terms of really getting to that level of connection with God and with yourself that it's impossible to do without fasting. There's no other way to experience there's no other way to experience a spiritual awareness and evolution like fasting besides fasting, honestly. Because you're going to face so many parts of yourself that you didn't even know was there. You're going to face your day.
You know, fasting is like hitting the reset button on your physique. This is crazy.
I'm sorry that happened to you, man.
You gotta be cut off.
How long has it been like this?
For like a month.
What? Jeez. So what they said when you went to the hospital?
They're gonna be cut off.
They gotta be cut off?
Yeah.
So when you gonna get it cut off?
Soon.
Soon? I'm sorry that happened to you, man. Tell us what was the cause of your hand getting to this point?
I injected right here, and it was an artery, it was a hot vein. So instantly it burned. These two fingers, they got burnt, and they started getting black and blacker and blacker and not moving. And now they're just not moving.
Jeez.
And they're hard.
I'm so sorry, all right, brother? We'll keep praying for you, man.
Oh my goodness, that is crazy.
Hitler is seen as the most evil man in human history, despite the fact that there were many others who killed just as many, if not even more, than he did. And yet he still is seen as the most evil human being. Why is that? Other than being the individual most solely responsible for the deadliest conflict in human history, Hitler represents possibly the most evil idea that humanity has ever produced, and that is racism. While he did not create racism, he did, in a very real sense, perfect it. He turned the evil of racism into a science, and that's why.
Never educate a person you're going to dominate. That's a no-no. You train them. So we're trained to hold jobs. We're trained to be taught a certain way. We're not trained so that you can begin to create. And yet, blacks create everything you can think of. You go back through the list of inventions by black, almost everything you find out there was invented by a black person.
Don't look for someone to educate. You educate yourself.
I'm not going to talk about Tom Hanks either, who is also there's this girl, Sarah Ruth Ashcraft, on Twitter, who has been accusing Tom Hanks of her when she was 13. Her dad sold her to Tom Hanks. It is so rampant. It is so bad. But watch for the symbolism, because these people out themselves with the symbols. The very top levels, these people are just sick and psycho. Look into the Rothschild family. You heard it's cannibals. Yeah, there is cannibalism. The higher you go, the more sick it gets. A lot of people are kind of born into this. They grow up in it. They are abused. And through the abuse, especially as a child, you can break someone's subconscious mind. Look into MK Ultra. It's music, it's film, it's art. Look into Marina Abramovich. Is Oprah well, let's see. Hanks, Weinstein, I mean, the company she keeps, as rich as she is, I have a feeling she is very high up in the cult. And this, make no mistake, this is a cult. There is a widespread cult that is worldwide, and it's fucking bad.
Eating them worms.
Drew Barrymore needs to tell what she knows.
First thing in the morning, your body got to deal with the worms first thing. And
let him. That boy good. Let him cook.
What's wrong with you? Ain't nothing in them eggs. Put life in your body. Ain't nothing in that serpent to pancakes. I don't care if they are in your mama. Nothing. Fried foods. Bacon, sausage. Eating them worms first thing in the morning. Your body got to deal with the worms first thing. And you're wondering why you go to sleep in the middle of the day. Because the worms go to sleep in the middle of the day because they can't find nothing to eat. The bloodstream's rushing too fast. Wonder why at night you stay awake. Because the bloodstream slows down, the body's time to rebuild itself. Restoration. The worms come out to play tag and eat something. You stay awake. You call it insomnia.
Who is this? I love it.
That stems in our countries originally from Egypt, and there it was a divine animal, and there was a cat goddess Bastet, who was the goddess of music, sexuality, pleasure in life, and altogether fertility and life-embracing feminine fertility. The cat also, in contrast to dogs, has never sold its soul to man. The cat has always a kind of egocentric reserve somewhere. The cat says to us, you may stroke me and you may serve me, but it never becomes your slave. And if you annoy it, it just walks out on you. And therefore the cat stands very often in women's dream as an image of something feminine, being independent and sure of itself. Just what modern women are so often lacking. That's why the cat goddess comes very often up in them as a positive model of feminine behavior. Because the cat is not brutal and displays no masculine features. It is very feminine, and all the same it's very firm and very identical with itself and very true to itself. The cat is not very amiable, but very true to itself.
I love cats. I have 5 cats and they're all rescued.
In the still face experiment, what the mother did was she sits down and she's playing with her baby who's about a year of age.
I'm like a girl. Oh.
And she gives a greeting to the baby gives a greeting back to her.
Yeah.
This baby starts pointing at different places in the world, and the mother's trying to engage her and play with her. They're working to coordinate their emotions and their intentions, what they want to do in the world. And that's really what the baby is used to. And then we ask the mother to not respond to the baby.
Oh, man.
The baby very quickly picks up on this. And then she uses all of her abilities to try and get the mother back. She smiles at the mother.
Oh.
She points because she's used to the mother looking where she points. The baby puts both hands up in front of her and says, "What's happening here?" She makes that screechy sound at the mother, like, come on, why aren't we doing this? Even in this 2 minutes, when they don't get the normal reaction, they react with negative emotions, they turn away, they feel the stress of it, they actually may lose control of their posture because of the stress that they're experiencing.
Okay. I'm here. And what are you doing? Oh, yes. Oh, what a big girl.
Man, that is so painful to watch. The distress on that baby's face.
What's disgusting about this is you see these kids just staring, just gazing mindlessly at this. Satan loves attacking children because children are at the heart of God. So we rebuke that in Jesus' name. We ask that everyone that would come in this room would come into repentance and would have an encounter with the living God and see that this is fake, this is phony, and Satan has no power. Jesus very clearly says, don't hinder the children from coming to me. So everything you're seeing in the Satanic Temple here, you're seeing the abortion little statue over there, you're seeing the children over here. Jesus loves the children, and so does Satan. Jesus loves them to rescue them. Satan loves them to confuse them. So if they tell you that, oh, we're not going after the children, look at their monuments, look at their statues, look at the eyes of this girl out here. This demonized smile on Baphomet.
Jesus is king.
Stand on your head once a day. If you can't do it now, have somebody hold your feet up. Invert your position of your body for at least 3.5 minutes. If you get dizzy as soon as you start it for the first 30 days or 30 seconds, and then keep on trying, and if you don't do it but 5 seconds. If you could invert your body for 3.5 minutes a day, which gets away from this tremendous gravitational pull on this planet, and all of the iron and poisons that are in the earth, and give you a chance to reverse those cell structures and let the blood, just like the River Nile, run backwards, you'd save yourselves a lot of problems.
So basically, flip the script. Got it.
In 1990, construction workers in Jerusalem stumbled upon something that shook up the archaeological world. It was a 2,000-year-old tomb, and inside there was a box with an inscription on it that said, Joseph, son of Caiaphas. Now, if that sounds familiar, it should. This is the Caiaphas, the high priest that presided over Jesus' trial and demanded his crucifixion. The same man mentioned in all 4 Gospels. When you find archaeological evidence like this of supporting characters from the Gospel, it just becomes harder and harder to dismiss the fact that Jesus is this real historical person that actually walked the earth. Another cool thing about the box they found is that it matches the status of Caiaphas. It has ornate, intricate carvings on it, and it just kind of screams important person. But here's something that's really interesting. The inscription on it, Joseph, son of Caiaphas, aligns perfectly with historical records from Josephus, who was a Jewish historian at the time, who mentions this exact same person. And this isn't the only biblical archaeological finding that we've had from 2,000 years ago. I mean, we've got some really good evidence that the things that happened in the gospel actually happened in real life. I love this this archaeological finding because it brings me face to face with a real historical person who was face to face with Jesus. And just this continual confirmation that Jesus was an actual real person. This wasn't a fairy tale. This wasn't just a story. These things help really remind me that this was a real thing that actually happened. Jesus Christ actually walked this earth.
Yes, he did. He lived, died so that we can live. God is so good.
Do it at 12 o'clock.
Oh, look at it.
Oh, Lord.
Look at it. Look at it.
What?
Oh, Lord.
Look at it. Look at it.
Oh, Lord.
What to tell you?
Look at it. Look at it. That's why my child hurting, man.
Lord.
That's why my child hurting.
What is that?
That's why my son hurting. Damn.
I never seen that something.
Really?
Oh, but it's stuck. I gotta move the glass on other people. But Gopher got it just in one spot. I don't understand that.
Jeez, what is that? Is it therapy?
Wow.
Yeah, so they just creepy about. Not a lot of bother like that.
Okay.
In the beginning there was one among us who rebelled at the plan of our Heavenly Father. He vowed to destroy and to disrupt the plan. He was prevented from having a mortal body and was cast out, limited forever from establishing a kingdom of his own. He became satanically jealous. He knows that this power of creation is not just an incident to the plan, but a key to it. He knows that if he can entice you to use this power prematurely, to use it too soon, or to misuse it in any way, you may well lose your opportunities for eternal progression. He is an actual being from the unseen world. He has great power. He will use it to persuade you to transgress those laws set up to protect the sacred power of creation. In former times, he was too cunning to confront one with an open invitation to be immoral. But rather, sneakingly and quietly, he would tempt young and old alike to think loosely of these sacred powers of creation, to bring down to a vulgar or to a common level that which is sacred and beautiful. His tactics have changed now. He describes it as only an appetite to be satisfied. He teaches that there are no attendant responsibilities to the uses of this power. Pleasure, he will tell you, is its sole purpose. His devilish invitations are coined into jokes and written into the lyrics of songs. They are acted out on television and at theaters. They will stare at you now from most magazines. You grow up in a society where before you is the constant invitation to tamper with these sacred powers. I want to counsel you, and I want you to remember these words. Do not let anyone at all touch or handle your body. Not anyone. Those who tell you otherwise proselyte you to share their guilt. We teach you to maintain your innocence. Turn away from any who would persuade you to experiment with these life-giving powers. The only righteous use of this sacred power is within the covenant of marriage. Never misuse these sacred powers. And now, I must tell you soberly and seriously that God has declared in unmistakable language that misery and sorrow will follow the violation of the laws of chastity.
We have the robot testing lab again.
Let's say that I'm an 8-year-old and it's just me and Terminator 12,000 here. Would I be able to get away from it? Does it see me?
It's looking right at you. Gary.
Now we're going to be testing the robot in residential applications to see if it's safe. And I want to cook. Alright, come on, stand up. Whoa! Oh my god. Ooh. I need you to cook me a meal. I need protein, it needs to be healthy. It's a gas stove. Be careful. You see yourself? That's a mirror, yeah. You stupid idiot. Alright, cook a meal. No. That's a weight. That's a weight. Stop, settle down! So if you can cook me the meal, I'm gonna go on in here and play Fortnite, okay? See ya.
What a loser.
This is
There's some blackout drunken 3 a.m. cooking.
the only one that I have seen myself. This is a king of America, probably the first king to ever invade Europe. Yeah, the Moors weren't the only ones. They didn't all come from Africa, they also came from this part of the world. One of the 3 Tartarian kings was killed. Were they all related? Well, are you ready for this? It's going to get even crazier. I also wanted to show this. There is a lot of this information online. This is another one of the original Tartarians, one of the original Moorish Tartarians when they were combined, Morocco, Algeria, Egypt, which wasn't in Africa, but I'm not doing that today. Okay, wait a minute. Hang on. Ready?
Statues and artifacts. Oh, hidden below the Vatican.
Here, and I'm with JB. JB's talking to us about who?
James Alefonso.
James Alefonso. Now JB went to St. Albans.
Went to St. Albans.
From DC, and he's got a story to tell.
Greenwood
Let's hear it.
Restaurant for Carol Greenwood. Yep. Remember the day James Alefonso walked in the door and asked for a job.
Mm-hmm.
Carol's son, 11 years old at the time, a friend of mine caught James butt fucking this boy in the kitchen, and that person, his name's Dylan Greenwood, has since committed suicide. I think it was 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
James is one of the dastardly worst person in the world. And yeah, they do bad things. They comment. There are underground rooms, all that stuff.
And you've seen that with your own eyes?
I've seen that with my own eyes.
So you've been under, below the floor of Comet?
It used to be the Thai room.
The Thai room before Comet? Yeah. Right by the zoo?
It's a little farther down from the zoo. It's more in...
not that far.
It's Nebraska.
Oh, Connecticut Avenue.
Nebraska, Connecticut.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a fact. James Alfonso is a bad person to this day.
And you mentioned he was applying for a job or something?
He was trying to get the manager job with Carol at that restaurant.
How did you get so much money? That guy?
Probably selling kids and trafficking kids.
And you've been below Comet Pizza. Have you seen what it looks like?
I've seen rooms and I've seen tunnels that go other places, including underground to the other
That's
buildings.
crazy.
I think one was owned by like a Clinton Foundation or something across the street.
Yeah.
But the tunnels go all over there.
They say they go all to the White House, but I don't know.
I don't know if they go all the way to the White House, but that area in and of itself, if they go a mile in that area in any direction, they're hitting some spots.
Okay, man. Thanks for the information.
Yep.
Nice to see you.
That's what we can do. Hope you can post it.
I will. Okay, guys, it's December 17th. It's...
Someone check up on that guy. Is he still alive?
One of the world's dirtiest secrets is that the exterminated Jews in Nazi Germany were not considered real Jews. They were considered Khazar Russians and Eastern Europeans whose ancestors converted to Judaism in 740 AD under their king, King Bulan. Their bloodline dates back to the Turkish tribes and to the powerful empire of Khazaria that once controlled all of Russia. Arthur Kessler, who wrote The 13th Tribe, claims that over 90% of today's Jews are racially non-Jewish and have no genetic relationship to the 12 tribes of Israel. Today's Jews, says Kessler, are more related to Attila the Hun than King Solomon of Israel. 2,000 years ago, when the Roman conquerors evicted the 12 tribes from Israel, the largest tribes, called Dan and Naphtali, settled in Denmark and Norway. Their Viking king, called King Canute.
Okay, why did this Russian convert to Judaism? What inspired it? Why?
I'm gonna tell you something. You have that fucking 200 in my hands tomorrow. If you ain't got the 200 in my
200,000, right?
fucking hands tomorrow, you understand me? You better stay there, because I'll tell you, you've reached the end of the line with me, my friend. You have no more time, and no more bullshit, and no more outs. By tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, you have that 200 in this joint. Believe me, kid. And every Friday from here on in, you have what you're supposed to have in this joint. If we don't see it tomorrow by 6 o'clock, you don't owe nobody nothing. You understand? You have it here by 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Or, believe me when I tell you, and I promise you this. Believe me, I promise you. I'll break every fucking bone in your body before I go to jail. Every fucking bone in your body. I swear to my kids.
he put all that on God and then say bye-bye.
You have no idea. Do you know who these two are?
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
If you know who this couple is, comment below, but most won't know, nor will they be able to accept who it is once I reveal it. You see, you were taught there was a debate on whether the gods exist or not. In fact, you were told there's only a debate for the existence of one God. You were told that all the other gods are only believed by savages and fools, and some of you were taught that these gods were demons. But this is not the case. I'm going to tell you who these two are, then I'm going to reveal you something about their mythologies, and reveal a book that not only proves their existence, but documents their impact and journey on the planet. This God is Asherah, and this God is Yahweh. Why has no one taught you this? Why aren't they teaching this in church?
No.
It's because these beings are more real than they would like you to believe. They are real in ways many of you couldn't imagine. People who identify as Christians, Jews, or Muslims often say they love their God, yet their actions suggest otherwise. If they reject the reality that the Old Testament itself refers to multiple gods, and they are rejecting their own scriptures. The Bible does not present a monotheism. It distinguishes between the Most High Yahweh and Yahshua and other divine beings. In fact, the text acknowledges the existence of many gods. When believers learn this, but deny or dismiss it, they reveal that they truly do not love their gods, and they do not love their own traditions. The statues behind me were concept art inspired by this true depiction of Yahweh and Asherah. Gods are real, and there is a way to track them down. It's called abstract history. If you want to know the true history of Yahweh, the God of the Bible, and what he did to change the world forever, read the book called World War Gods. It's in the link at the top of my page, and the audiobook is free. I love you all.
Okay, let's see if some of these images of giants on the internet are fake or not. So this is an AI detector. To me, this obviously looks fake. And then why would this be out in the open? The Smithsonian would never let this on the internet. All right, so there's 99.8% chance that this is fake. All right, let's continue. I'm just showing y'all some obviously fake photos just to give you a baseline of what's going on. Okay, so this clearly is fake. You don't even have to use an AI detector to see that that's AI. 57.9% chance that it's AI. Just so everyone is completely clear that this thing actually works, all right? This is clearly AI generated. Omni-Man. Giant sword. I made that video about that giant helmet, right? 0.7% chance that this is AI. 99.3% chance that this is an authentic, real, huge sword. You see that guy? You see these guys up here? So why would they make a sword that big? Regular human beings. Why would humans make a sword that big? Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. Nope. That's because this is a sword from a Nephilim, probably. Giant books found.
Oh, wow.